The cast is back. What's up, boys?
What's up?
How you feeling? How we feeling? It's Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl.
Can we say that?
Why? It's called Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, but like y'all know the whole thing, like on like radio and shit. You can't. You're not supposed to say Super Bowl. I think. Y'all never seen that?
I have no.
Well, they'll
I
say
have seen that.
they'll call it like on a radio show or like on some shows they'll call it like the big game. It's
Why?
it because they're like Super Bowl weekend is copyrighted by the NFL. Y'all know that?
No.
Yeah, it's a big thing. If you listen, like, turn on Memphis radio, this, like if you can today or tomorrow when you're getting out, they're gonna call it the big game because evidently, if you make money off of it, like anything related to Super Bowl, and NFL has rights on it.
No shit.
But we don't make any fucking money off this, so we can say whatever we want, dude. The Super Bowl weekend is
Yep.
Super Bowl weekend here in on the High Stake podcast. This will obviously be out after the Super Bowl,
Right.
but we had to get together to do a little short cast.
Yeah.
So, but what you boys been up to this weekend or this
Got
week?
back from in town.
I heard
Out of town.
y'all boys had a wild last night, didn't y'all? A little
Oh.
froggy this morning.
Dude.
What
Yeah.
happened to you? You told a good story. What time do you think you got in last night?
I thought I got in at like 1.
What time did you actually get in?
I went to sleep at like 10:30.
I've been there, bro. Just-
I was I was so trash. Just not,
or time crawls when you're having fun, bro. You thought you were having so much fun.
I was so
That's true.
trash.
It is really slow when you're
Yeah.
drinking.
Yes.
So
Yep.
slow.
So
You'll think
slow.
it's like almost the next
Like
day.
last night I got out at like 6:30, and I was like looking at my phone. I was like, dude, it's got to be 10 o'clock. It was 8.
Oh,
I was like, dude, I'm
I could do
fucked.
No
I'm
shot.
hammered. No way I lasted till like 11.
So yeah, it's a miracle the cast got together today.
Dude, it was a
But we
rough
had
morning.
to.
dude.
We had to. We're blowing up right now. You saw we got
Yeah,
75
dude.
dogs subscribed to this
75
channel.
dogs, dude.
75 dogs, dude. We certified dogs, dude. If you're subscribed to this podcast, first
Can't-
of all, top tier people,
Can't
top tier
hate it.
guys.
Right.
Can't hate it, dude. So we appreciate all the dogs who are subscribed. Keep that up. This week, guys, I did get into something. I ran into something on the internet that I was
Okay,
like,
dude.
dog, make sure that mic gets a little bit close to you, dude. I
Alright.
want you to make sure you pick up. Last week you were cutting out a little
Of
bit.
course.
Just you know, that's a little. Sorry, guys, a little behind the scenes stuff right there.
Yeah.
But no, this week I was on Fiverr. I don't know what I was looking for. I was usually y'all know what Fiverr is, right?
Yeah.
You can like pay somebody to do about
I
anything.
always thought it was Fiverr.
Fiverr. But no, you can like usually it's like you get people to edit stuff for you, or
Right.
which I should
And
probably just
and
get
they'll
somebody to
share
edit.
it on their. On
Yeah,
their
yeah.
page
Or
as
you can just get them to like do editing for you. You know, it's like edit your video, send it back to you, ready for you to put it on your YouTube channel.
well. Right.
Which I should probably look into and get somebody to do our stuff. But
Somebody.
I was like, what else is on here? So I just clicked on miscellaneous. There's just a section on Fiverr called miscellaneous.
That
It's
sounds
just
dangerous, dude.
dude, and it was wild. A lot of it was just like guys like send me your basketball shot or you swinging a golf club, and I'll tell you what you can fix. And I'm like, I don't trust that at all. There's something that guy's doing something weird with your videos if you send him something. But there's a lot of that, and then I started like scrolling some more. Right,
Mm-hmm.
dude. There's these guys from Nigeria that are for $5 will give you a prophecy from your angel, by the way, was one of them. They also said they would give me an accurate reading for $20. An accurate
So
reading for
$5
$20.
gives you a
Yes.
Like a
half-ass
palm?
reading.
Yeah,
Reading.
a
reading.
5
Like
comes.
the future.
No, this is just like they said it's from like the spiritual realm.
And they've never met you before, and so
No, you just gotta give them $5, and they'll immediately be keyed in.
biggest rip I've ever heard.
What do you mean?
Dude,
These guys said they
No
studied.
shot. They
That's all it
studied.
said in their description was like, I've studied the spiritual ways. I was like, probably. This guy's legit.
Yeah, this guy's
Um,
legit.
That's good.
But no, I found, dude, not one of those accounts, like 15 of them. There's like hundreds of 15, 20 accounts on Fiverr right now. Give them $5. They'll like give you some prophecy. They said they'd give me one for $25, one accurate prediction for 2023. Now, I don't know if that's a prediction of something that's going to happen to me. I don't know if it's just like a world event, but for $25, you can get one accurate reading for the 2023 year. So all the other readings, bullshit. You gotta give them $25,
Yeah, give 'em
or you don't
$25.
get you don't get to
You're
know.
gonna go big or go home.
You do not get to find out about your future. So,
Fucking bug or something. on my nose, dude.
dude, you like that? Have you seen that?
You're bringing bugs in my
Have you ever
house.
seen
Yeah,
that
like a
news?
Fucking fly. or something.
Have you ever seen that news interview or that like guy doing the report and the bug flies in his
Yeah.
mouth?
Yeah, he
He's
said
like,
fuck this.
he's like, "Blah, blah," and he says some ugly stuff.
Yeah.
He says ugly words. What?
Mouth.
Yeah. This is a family cast now.
I'm sorry.
This is
Gee.
for the dog and their whole family. No, we're kidding. We'll say whatever we want. But let's talk about the big sports news this week, which is from the last episode that we recorded, episode 18, to this episode 19. It's a whole new NBA. The NBA
Whole
is
new
completely
NBA.
different than it was last week.
Yeah.
I mean, these trades, it wasn't just, there's always a lot of trades during the NBA trading season, right?
Mhm.
But this is the biggest flip between East and West I've ever seen, and how many big names got traded in this.
It's
Yep.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, it's the
Dude,
Wild Wild
wild.
West. Shout out Will Smith. I have, here's just like, if you just read, here's just a list of guys who changed. This isn't even close. This is from 2 days ago. You got KD to the Suns, Kyrie to the Mavs, Russ to the Jazz, D'Lo to the Lakers, Pat Bev to the Magic, Conley to the Wolves, John Wall to the Rockets, Eric Gordon to the Clippers, Josh Hart to the Knicks, Bridges to the Nets, Wiseman to the Pistons, Mo Bamba to the Lakers.
Yep.
That was 2 days ago.
Plumlee to the Clippers.
You still have you got Plumlee to the Lakers, you got
Bay.
Kennard to the Grizzlies.
Bay to the Hawks.
You got to the Hawks, and then the one that I have on the question mark side though is the whole Gary Payton trade, because that's up in the air right now. We were talking about that before the show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about it since like yesterday, but like evidently Gary Payton has like a core injury that he might not. The trade might just not even go through now. That's a big trade. Like that has a lot of parts involved in it, and I think they went during his physical. They found like a core injury where he's like he could be out for like 3 months. I mean, it's not even like it's a pretty serious injury. So, but who came out? Dude, it's hard to even tell who came out the best in that whole trade. Like out of everybody,
What trade?
like the whole trading season, there was so much flip flopping
Nets.
around. The Nets, you think Nets
got
came
the
out
be-
one?
out of the KD
Number
trade, they got
one.
the best trade. Yeah, they got the best.
I think they're up there.
Best overall trade.
Yeah.
With KD trade to the net to the Suns.
Or just what team in the NBA out of all that moving around do we think came out the strongest?
Like the biggest flip,
Or
like
the biggest flip?
Who? are
Who-
the biggest issue now?
I think who
I think the
who
biggest
flipped the
problem
most.
now is probably going to be the Suns,
Yes.
but I think the best flip was probably the Lakers.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are actually like a contender
Yeah.
now.
And I think the Clippers are a big one too.
Yeah, I think I'm
Clippers got
with you.
Plumlee,
I think that Mo Bamba
Valentine.
trade. I said this before the cast. I think the Mo Bamba trade was the biggest one in that whole trade.
Yeah.
I think that's a big add to their team. But I think the Lakers, the biggest like change in who they were 4 days ago
Yeah.
from recording. Yeah, the Lakers are a completely different team.
Yeah,
Yep.
LA, the Lakers and the Clippers. 'Cause
Yep.
The Clippers got Plumlee. They got
And-
Bones Highland.
And then I think the Lakers are also going to benefit from the whole show being over of LeBron. Like, shout out to LeBron for making getting his record stuff. We'll talk about that later when we do Dog of the Week. But I think it's going to be nice coming back from all that with these new players, and then also there's no more the cameras in the show aren't
got some
going on
shooters.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got shooters now. Yeah, he does.
And then
So-
Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a really good defender.
I think those trades were more for AD though. I think AD was going to be out for sure after this year if they didn't figure something
The
out.
Lakers are
Yeah.
starting solid. I mean, solid starting five now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and they can even use one of those guys, probably Beasley. Beasley will
Yep.
probably come off the bench.
Have y'all seen? I mean, were y'all watching the games like with AD on the side, just like
Yeah.
done? He was like, you could tell he was just sick of losing basketball games because it's not that you're just losing basketball games. You're losing basketball games with arguably some of the best basketball players on your team, like contemporary best basketball players in the league right now were on your team, and you were still losing at a high rate. I know I've given the Lakers a lot of crap lately, but that's kind of why I was, because you can't. It's like you can't cut a team like that any slack. It's like when they did it with Kobe and all them when they had that loaded team. It's like you cut them no slack. They're the best. They're blatantly one of the best lineups, and you're losing. Not just like barely missing playoffs or 500. You're like well under 500, not doing well. So
Right.
I think it's gonna be good to see the Lakers back in business. I do hate on the Lakers a lot, but we talked about this before the show. I want to see LeBron in their championship. Like I love LeBron championship. The championship LeBron basketball is so fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, thinking about that Cleveland and Warriors, that last one of my favorite NBA championships ever. Probably will go down as my favorite. Got to be. Except a couple of those Miami ones were pretty nice. But dude, LeBron, when he's fully turned on and just like takes over basketball games, I mean, we're watching one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice. Anybody else we think really came out? I really like the T Wolves. I thought T Wolves came out. I thought that Conley trade was actually pretty nice.
I mean,
I think Jazz come out pretty good too.
I think the Wolves probably lost overall.
Yeah, but I mean, I like that team now. I'm not saying it's like I don't think it's like dramatically. Well, yeah, they don't
I
have.
don't think Edwards and D'Lo, Russell and D'Angelo Russell and Edwards. I don't think they really played well together. I think it'll be better Edwards having a facilitating point.
You might be right. I think the Jazz actually come out looking really nice after all that, don't they? Because who did Jazz end up with? Pep, Westbrook, and did they come out with anybody else?
Westbrook. I don't remember who else.
Shout out Westbrook. Obviously, we're a Russell Westbrook fan club, and dude's gonna. I think that's gonna. We're gonna see a different Westbrook again. I think we're gonna see
I
a
think so.
starting
He's going to go back into the starting role. I think we're going to see.
because he already
So,
playing
I
better
mean-
basketball.
Yeah, he played
And then
great.
now-
He's playing great basketball. Is coming off the bench.
Yep, and now he's getting to fully get back into starting form and playing a lot of minutes, dude. You're gonna see a really good. We're gonna see
Yeah.
triple double Russ again. I think.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I hope so. I really do.
You
Because
got-
I
so-
want a guy like that getting some dubs.
Yeah,
Well,
he's got
we're
some
watching
shooters.
we're watching Virginia Duke game right now. It's going into regulation. They got lucky right there. That was a foul. That's
Yeah.
what he's arguing right there.
Well, you'll see it on
Let's go to
Twitter, folks.
overtime.
You'll see it on
Sorry.
Twitter. No, you're good. They'll see it on Twitter. It'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
And what do you think it was, Dave?
Oh, he got fouled on that last shot.
There you go.
Glad
You
he-
heard it here first.
He got fouled
Glad
Well, you heard it here recorded first,
live, not live.
but you'll hear it probably after it's out of rotation of sports. But no. Grizz. Let's talk about Grizz basketball after all with the trades because Grizz picked up a fire little pickup,
Love to see another.
and
shooter.
really just because they were just a part of the deal.
Yeah.
Like not, I don't think
It was
the
a
Grizzlies.
steal.
Yeah, I
A
don't think
huge
Grizzlies
steal.
were actively looking for anybody, which is crazy because when they picked up Kennard, and that guy solves a problem that the Grizzlies have had for the past
Forever.
7, 8, maybe forever.
Mhm.
I can't remember. Right, I'm blanking. Holiday. Which Holiday did we have?
Justin.
People forget that was the first. We tried to fix. Grizzlies have obviously had a shooting issue.
Mhm.
They'll always have one like Desmond Bain right now or somebody like that. But Grizzlies have always had like a really bad issue of having a consistent shooter on the team playing, especially off that bench. And Justin Holiday was supposed to be that fix that year when we picked him up. He came to the Grizzlies, like became his. It was the year Justin was there. Worst 3-point shooting for him ever. His #1 paint production he had ever had in his whole career. Like dude couldn't shoot threes while he was in Memphis. He could. Now he played a really good. He was like moving all over the court and he was really good around the basket. But we didn't pay him to do that.
Yeah.
And I think Kennard, dude, I saw a stat that was Grizzlies right now are 20th in the league in 3-point shooting. That's why, by the way, they're not #1 in the West. That's
Mhm.
100%. That's the only reason I think the Grizzlies are not #1 in the West is because they don't have a consistent. They have one consistent shooter.
And
They
what's
go.
Kennard's 3-point percentage
Is
did you say that
better.
Was
44%.
It's better than
Yeah.
Baines.
It's 44.
Yeah.
it's better than Baines right now.
So I saw. Speaking of that, before the Kennard trade, Grizzlies are 20th in the league 3-point shooting.
Yep.
If Kennard just hits his average, which is 1.2 threes a game, so if he just hits 1 3 a game, Grizzlies will go from 20th in the league at 3-point shooting percentage to 8th.
Yep.
If you're
Which
telling
is
me,
huge.
if you exactly, we're second in the West right now with that 20th in the league. What I'm saying is, if that does happen, Kennard keeps pumping out what he was already. I think Grizzlies are immediate contenders for the championship, and I mean it.
And we didn't lose anything.
Didn't lose anything.
I mean, I'm not saying we didn't lose we didn't really get to see Danny. He played what 4
right,
games.
played 4
Yeah.
So we
games,
didn't
and
really lose anything.
Danny Green was obviously really good for the locker room because the guys, like you saw it immediately. He's probably played games, and the guys appreciated what he did
He's
already.
a veteran.
Yeah, he was a veteran. He was good for the locker room.
Mhm.
Because you got to remember, dude, Steven Adams is the only guy that has any kind of experience other than Danny Green.
Yeah.
And Steven Adams' dude playoff experience was like from, we've talked about this in the past,
OKC.
2016,
Yeah.
OKC. Like that's the last time Steven Adams made a push into the playoffs,
Yep.
and he got his tail whooped by the Warriors every year.
Mhm.
That whole time OKC was going, they got beat by the Warriors. So it was good to have somebody like Danny Green in the locker room, but I'm gonna take that points production over it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I think everybody better start getting ready for a really, really good Grizzlies team coming out of this All-Star break.
It helps us a lot, especially like you said, the shooting, because right now it is very easy to play defense against the Grizzlies. It's very simple defense. You cover
Yeah.
the paint. You put three you put 3 in the paint, 2 at the top.
Yep, and you make
No,
and,
will
and you make
shut-
sure if Bane gets the ball, make sure you keep him off the like
Exactly.
keep
You
3
will-
feet away
you
from the
can easily
line.
shut Memphis down because if you
Yep.
shut down the paint, you shut Memphis.
Yeah,
down.
we got exposed pretty bad for a couple weeks there. Now, I will say, don't take it away from the Grizzlies. They did a lot of that themselves.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies played some really bad basketball
This
over
is
the
a
past couple
terrible
weeks.
road-
It
r-
started
road
right
week.
from that Lakers loss, and it continued. It was
Yeah.
really, really poor basketball.
Yep.
But it also didn't help that we kind of got one dimensional. And but I want to talk. Last weekend, we saw kind of a little bit of a spark back in the Grizzlies, but last night,
Last night was huge. Ja had 20
to start
and a half.
from this, what they were playing, T Wolves
Yep.
in Memphis. I think it was 124 to 108, and we looked just dominant. Like
That's like a hard team for us.
Yeah.
That's like
yeah,
they-
absolutely.
They always play.
They
good.
match up against us very well. They have a lot. There's a little bit of beef between the two teams.
Yeah.
Um,
After that
'Cause the
playoffs last year.
Yeah, and you have you had 6 guys with 2 or more assists.
Yep.
We had 20. We had like 50 assists. No,
D'Angelo, I'm glad
20
Dan-
assists and a
glad
half, something
D'Angelo
like that.
Russell got traded because every time we play the Wolves, D'Angelo
Dude,
Russell
snap,
gives us
snapped
hell.
on the
Snapped.
Grizzlies.
He gives us
Um,
hell.
Yeah, but you have Ja with like 32,
Mm-hmm.
Bane with 20.
Ja had 20 at the half.
Yep, 20 at the half.
snapped.
But good assists, so the ball was moving around well.
Yep.
Because I think that's what Ja has struggled with a little bit. If you want to say he struggled at anything, it's like moving the ball around and being a scorer at the same time. He has
Yep.
a hard. He sometimes it's just like he either has a lot of assists or he has a lot of points. And last night you saw a little bit of both, and dude, it's just a whole different ball game. And then we're talking about all this too. They got their swag back last night, and like there's no Steven Adams.
Which is huge.
Like right,
missing him a
I
lot
think
right now.
a big hurting
We're
which
missing our-
shout out my uncle Ashley UFT. He said he was making some comments about some guys the Grizzlies picked up, and I think he was right in a way where he's talking about the Grizzlies need a center on the bench. Like
Yeah,
we need a true
absolutely.
5.
I've
he
said
can
that.
he can play 4 minutes a game, but we need somebody on the bench
Yeah,
because
a true
if
center
this
on the
happens
bench.
again in the playoffs where Steven Adams out for the
Screwed.
playoffs, it's over.
Screwed.
It's over. It's over in a series. I don't think the Grizzlies win a series without Steven Adams playing in the game.
Yeah,
So
what
we
say
got-
like playoffs last year with the big man Tillman saved us last year in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
against T Wolves because Steven Adams could not guard Cat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why we
We just need
another
another
big-
option. There needs to be
Exactly.
another option on the bench.
I would love another scoring big man.
Mm.
Just that somebody that can actually score. I mean, Adams, of course, best offensive rebounder in
Yep.
the league. That's why we need him on
Yep.
the court. But we need. I would love another scoring.
Yeah, and I'm not
center.
taking anything away from Steven Adams,
No,
though,
great
like
pl- dude, I
because he's
love
great
Steven Adams.
and Steven Adams is tough. Like I'm not saying I think Steven Adams is gonna get hurt again.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get hurt a lot.
And he's not out there to score. He's out
No.
there to get boards.
Yeah, he's not, and he doesn't get hurt a lot. I'm just saying that if we're gonna be a true contender for the NBA, we gotta have backups for everybody.
Yeah.
There
I
has to
want
be.
Hartenstein.
Hmm?
Hartenstein from the Knicks.
That's a
Yes.
good one.
I
That would be a
like
really
that.
good one.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
Step away and use restroom.
Yeah,
Y'all keep going.
absolutely. But I think the Kennard. I think if you're talking about if everything goes just right, like you don't have to worry about injuries and stuff like that, Kennard makes you a hopeful to win the next
Oh,
championship.
I love the Kennard
Yeah.
trade.
Now let's.
100%.
The only thing what really hurt the only thing that's hurting the Grizzlies now is though
Perimeter defense.
perimeter defense, but the West is loaded.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We're gonna
The
play
West
Pistons.
is the West went from being like we were talking about right before the episode when Ja made the comment, who are you worried about this season matching up against? And he said Boston. You know the West, dude. I was looking at the records the other day. The West, like some of our eighth, ninth, or 7th through 6th through 8, it was like barely over 500. You know,
Yeah.
the Nuggets are pulling away. Like they ain't got the Grizzlies are like 5 games back.
Yeah, the Suns been low because of
Yeah,
Devin
absolutely.
Booker's been out. Chris Paul's been hurt.
Yeah, I
but
think we have 2 teams that immediately go from the bottom of the West to middle
the
contenders.
Suns are dangerous.
Suns and Lakers are going to come out of this All-Star break immediately being contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Suns are about to work their way up.
yeah, it's a whole
Probably
new
be-
league.
probably
Like
be
like I
the best-
said,
probably be the best team in the West.
yeah,
by
it's
the,
a whole.
by the end of it.
It's
all.
literally going to be a whole new league
Yeah.
starting right after the All-Star break. I mean, we've already seen it getting going right now, and usually this is like the dying time of basketball. Like trade deadline before the All-Star break is usually when you see like everybody kind of lulling, you know.
Mhm.
And right now you're seeing like immediately after these trades, teams are a whole new spirit.
Yeah.
Um,
The Suns though, they need depth. They don't have a whole lot of depth.
no, no.
Speaking of Suns, though, with KD, Nets definitely won that trade, by the way. But I don't know if people forget that KD's in his 15th season,
Yeah,
and they gave him all. That's why Nets won the trade because I mean,
y'all know who I am. I'm KD. You know who I am. I love that interview.
He still get probably a good 3, 4, 5
yeah, he
years
will.
out of
He
it.
will. But they gave also 4 first-round picks away,
Yeah, but I think the
and Mikal Bridges.
I do
And
thi-
who else?
Cam Johnson, Jay
Cam
Crowder.
Johnson. Yeah,
but I do
I
think
mean-
I do think that the Suns are trying to win now. I don't think
They
the Suns
are.
are invested
I
in a
mean,
5-6 year period.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they're
but
just-
those first round
'Cause
picks
they missed
was
it.
invested into a
Yeah, because the Suns missed it with their guys they invested in.
They
You know
just,
what I mean?
They just almost. Well, they just lost the finals. What,
Right.
2 years ago? Yeah, 2
Right,
years
and that
ago.
was that's what I'm saying. That was
It's the
with the
Bucks.
guys they grew, and it just didn't work out. So I think they immediately were like, "All right, we got to try something different."
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is through trades and
Now
free
Ayton-
agency.
Yeah, they had Aiton, but he was. I mean, he was in his second year.
I used to,
kind of
dude. I
rookie
actually
year.
used to watch Suns games all the time when they come to Grizzlies.
Yeah.
When they come to Memphis, I always went because I
Dude,
told y'all I sat by Devin Booker's
I used
dad.
to watch
Coolest
the Suns
dude.
and
Shout out
Spurs
Devin Booker's dad.
rivalry all the time when we were younger.
Hmm?
Amari Stoudemire, like the Suns. And
Oh, the
Spurs.
Suns
yeah.
Spurs. Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Those are some of my favorite basketball games. Like
Amari
looking back.
Stoudemire,
And dude,
Shaquille
those
O'Neal.
games would barely go over 90.
Mhm.
Teams would barely score over 90 when it was Grizz versus like grit and grind Grizz versus that's like Suns or Spurs teams and those Suns teams. It'd be like 85 to 92.
They would
Yeah.
have killed
Final
us in their
score.
prime, though.
Yeah, yeah. That dude, like
was
it
an
was
old
so
team
hard to
back then.
score. It
That
was
was-
so hard to
Their whole
score.
team was old.
Which speaking of Duncan and the Grizz, y'all see, dude, Jaren Jackson. To me, I'm also I know I sound biased saying all this because I am a Grizz fan. Possibly the defensive player of the year. If he,
Yeah.
I think he
should be.
right now, after that last game, because he's now 20 games with 15 points and 5 blocks.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the first time somebody's done that, by the way,
since
since Duncan in like 08 Duncan. We're talking about like Duncan at his
Prime Duncan.
best.
Mhm.
I think Jaren right now is the favorite for defense player of the year,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is so sick to have that on the team.
Yeah, I think he's a real like. I think he gets a lot of blocks and everything, but I still think he needs to. I think we need to put weight on him. Put him on like a meal plan. Put him on like 20 pounds
Yeah,
Yeah.
to help his interior defense.
I
'Cause,
agree.
I mean, yeah, he blocks a lot of shots, but
but it's from
his
it's
interior defense
his.
isn't that great.
I agree because if you watch a ton of Jaren's blocks come from his reach and he's quick. Like he can come when a
Chase
guy's
down.
cutting in, he can come in with them because he's pretty quick still.
Yeah.
And I don't think he loses a lot of speed gaining a little weight either. I
No.
really don't. But
And he doesn't foul as much
No, weighs like
anymore.
215.
bro, if he gained 20 pounds or 30 pounds,
He's
Nasty.
bullying people.
dude, he could switch
He could
over.
actually get bored.
He could switch over to the 5 and be the best 5 in the league.
Well, he doesn't get much boards because he goes for the blocks. I mean, he can't.
Yeah,
recover,
'cause
but
he-
he's not there to get
Absolutely. But I seriously think of Jaren as he's one of the most athletic big men in the league.
Yeah.
Like pure, like just athlete.
Oh, he's
He
definitely.
can shoot. He can move around. He has
If
a
he
good
gets more-
step back.
If he
ugly
gets
as
more
three-point
consistent
shot.
from three, he's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be-
he's pretty consistent.
He is.
You know what shots he's gonna make and when he's gonna miss.
Yeah.
I can see it when he's gonna do it.
and he's young.
Yeah, he's young.
He was up for the
20.
defensive player of the year last year, but
Yeah.
he was still had foul trouble.
Yeah, dude.
but-
And dude, that bug is still in him.
Oh,
I've seen it.
But
You
he's
can watch
done
it.
so much better this
Yep.
year with fouls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch. It's cool to watch Jaren because, dude's like grown like a ton. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that rookie year, I watched a lot of Grizzlies games that year because we still sucked. We had nobody.
If
And
he was healthy that first month of basketball, he's on pace to break the record for
Oh,
yeah.
blocks in a season.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, I think
or
he.
be like real close.
I think he finally did take like as of right now, he has to be the favorite to win Defense Player of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now he obviously has to continue doing what he's doing, but I think he took it. And dude, I don't even think he should be reserved. I think that's one of the biggest crooks. I think there's a better argument for Ja being a reserve on the All Star team than Jaren. I think Jaren.
at his position.
Yeah, I
is
think
what you're saying.
Jaren should be the starter for the All Star game. But like, I don't even think it's close. I just think he's a monster right now. He really
Yeah.
is. Like, you do not want to cut inside on Jaren right now,
Mhm.
unless you are bigger than him. You don't want to take that ball near him,
Which
'cause
is
he's going
who
to
is
get a hold
starting
of
the
it.
power forward position.
Jaren.
No, starting.
But I thought he was reserved first.
Oh, you're talking about the All Star game.
All-star
Yeah.
game. Not. No, I know.
The
who
four for
started
the
West.
The four for the West is going to be, it's not It should have been Markkinen.
Pull it up real quick. I want to know what the All Star teams are anyway. But yeah, no, I
The
think.
West is going to make you so mad. I've
Yeah, I
already
know
seen
it is, but I think there's a little bit. There are some arguments for who starts the point guard, but dude,
Which Ja's starting now, right?
he should be.
With Steph, because
Yes,
Steph's
There's
he
like
is.
out.
there's
He is.
3 out in the All Star game.
Yeah. Hey, which
You
got-
shouldn't
I-
be eligible, by the way.
I
I'm
think,
sorry.
I think
He got bumped up to starter.
yeah.
Jaren did too,
Well, I don't know about
or
Jaren.
Ja. Okay.
And I think because of injury, shout out Siakam.
Siakam's gonna start?
I think he made a reserve because of injuries.
Oh really?
Yeah. which
Shot,
is
dude.
huge,
Yeah,
'cause,
Patrick.
dude,
Siakam should be an
Siakam
All
has
Star.
Got robbed 2 years in a row for All Star.
Oh, yeah, it's LeBron. No, it's Zion.
Zion. Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Zion over Jaren, by the way,
Yeah.
which is insane.
That's what happens when you. That's what happens.
Insane.
That's
'Cause
what
of
happens when
fan
you
votes.
fan votes.
Yeah, that's what.
And you're
Yeah.
not getting Memphis votes.
There's no reason you should do that. And I'm not even a fan of like when MLB used to be purely just the baseball writers voting.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I don't like that idea either.
The Grizzlies are hated.
No, but
No, we're
the
just
Grizzlies,
a small market team.
dude. Josh's been saying on Twitter a ton lately, and I'm with him. You can turn on the TV and obviously see. I'm not saying that I think the Grizzlies are hated, but they're definitely not a focal point. And the NBA is not worried about what they're doing. But for some reason, Zion is only pumped, and I try not my best not to hate on him because he has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But he came in with so much popularity already that the NBA just rode with it because you're already selling tickets for it.
I'm
you
about to
That's
know?
why-
so Zion's not starting, obviously, because he's injured. But he was voted the starter, and
Yeah.
Curry
How many
was-
games has he
Curry,
been out
Curry
this
was
season?
also voted
like
the starter.
30.
How many games? Dalton, do you know how many games
30 games.
Zion's been out for this season?
Something ridiculous.
I'd say between 20 and 30.
Insane.
But
Yeah.
Jaren has missed what? Maybe.
He missed a month. He
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
missed like 10 to 15 games.
But going back to Ja, I've said it before, and I'll
Oh.
keep saying it.
Sabonis, I'm pretty sure starting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Which he deserves it.
Or
He
Markkanen.
deserves that spot too, because I mean, he's
He
averaging
leads
a
in
double every
double-doubles.
game.
Yeah.
True.
But back to Ja, I'll keep saying it. He will never win an MVP, not because of his talent, but as long as he is at Memphis, he will never win an MVP because we just don't have the market.
No.
We're not a small. We're a very small
No.
market team where you can tell by All-Star votes, you can tell by us being televised. We're not there, and if he stays here his whole career, he'll never win MVP here. I don't think.
I don't know, man. Ja
He's gotta
has
work on defense.
dude,
because-
he's so popular on his own.
Yeah.
He is.
He's
No,
so
he
popular on
is.
his own. And all that crap y'all saw about that whole laser pointer situation, that's also a blatant story that they ran on that because it's Memphis guys. All the Memphis guys are young. They don't like them. They don't like their attitude. So immediately when that story popped up, they ran with it.
Yep.
Now tell me this. First off, the NBA has already done their investigation. There was no proof of any type of weapon being brought up, nothing. But tell me, if you thought somebody was pointing a gun at you, who's the first people you'd probably call?
Cops.
Probably the police,
Yeah.
or at least the security of the place you're at.
It
Right?
was the security.
None. Nobody called anybody. Now, who did they call? Oh, a journalist from the Athletic.
Yep.
That's real weird. The first person I think of when an emergency is going on is, I should better call the Athletic so they can get a tweet out real quick.
Yeah.
And a story out. I'm just saying, real weird how that was that story just ran quicker than anybody had any business tweeting out or saying anything on. There should have been an investigation.
Yeah, the first
and
place it was seen was Twitter.
Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Reported on Twitter.
Not a police scanner.
No.
Like that's normally a story you hear like we're hearing rumblings right now of an emergency situation going on outside the FedEx Forum. That's usually how you hear about those stories,
It
you know?
was-
No, we see an immediate tweet from the
I
Athletic
think it was the-
who has
it
an
was-
article
It
ready
was a
for
couple
it.
days later, I believe.
Yeah, with an article ready.
Yeah.
Like they had an article ready to
Oh,
go.
like I don't think they reported it at first.
Nope.
At all.
No, not all. They just left.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, if you think your team got a gun pointed at them by somebody on the other team, I think the first people I'm gonna call is probably the police. Probably the police.
Absolutely.
Probably gonna call the investigation. I'm probably gonna see the league did an investigation. I think law enforcement did eventually make did do an investigation. No, there was no probable cause or like no reason to believe that somebody had pulled a weapon on anybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's
Insane.
Obviously gonna be cameras.
Now ran on it. People were slamming Ja.
Yep.
Like not for what he does as a player or anything. Like they were calling him out like that he was a thug and stuff.
Mhm.
Immediately that he was just acting like a thug. Now we watch the Grizzlies a lot. We see a lot of their alternate media. And I'm sorry for getting on this heart, but I'm kind of pissed about it. I watch the Grizzlies media all the time, and I see a lot of like smaller account Grizzly media posting stuff. So I see a lot of like videos from shoot around or after the game. I rarely turn on my phone after or before a Grizzlies game and don't see Ja Morant meeting with fans, giving away his new shoe that's come out. He is constantly giving back to this community The Grizzlies have always done well about it. Now, obviously, that's not going to be covered on ESPN
No.
because it's a small market team and it's not a story. But you constantly see them with St. Jude working. Jaren Jackson and Steven Adams, I think I see all summer, literally, when the season's not going on, doing charity work outside. And all Grizzlies have always been good about that, by the way. This isn't just this new Grizzlies. Grizzlies have always been involved with the Memphis community, which is a community, by the way, that needs assistance and does need help. And the Grizzlies have always been a part of it. So I don't like the fact that one story that had no reason to be published or being pushed like that is being used to, like, put down these kids, like, just, like, young dudes that are just, like, having fun, by the
Yep.
way. And it all goes back. They're mad because they're doing the gritty too much. That's what we're mad about. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were. Oh, are we watching? Are we watching C-SPAN? Oh, no. This is the NBA basketball. This is a game.
Yeah.
You know, my
It's
bad.
just
I'm
bunch-
sorry that people
bunch
have.
of 20-year-olds.
Bunch of 20-year-olds having
playing
fun.
basketball.
Yeah,
playing a
who
game.
like each other and like having fun together, and it just
Yeah.
pisses
They're
me
playing
off.
a game.
Yeah. Now you're mad because the Lakers suck and your Warriors suck this year. Go ahead, dislike it. By the
Yeah,
way,
we'll
if
get
you
dislike
want
now.
to, I don't care. Go ahead and keep disliking them and calling them thugs because they do a lot of dancing and not enough winning. We're second in the West, motherfucker, and you suck. So keep complaining on Twitter.
You're getting on one.
I'm
baby.
on
You're
it. I'm on
dude.
it. I'm on it.
You're on.
Keep getting on Twitter and complaining about
Get
them,
'em.
how they're thugs. And you keep watching your team sink lower and lower and lower and making trade after trade after trade, and we can give them all the credit they want. But, boy, they'll hate us. They'll hate us because they ain't us, bro.
Dude, you all right?
They hate us because they ain't us.
Is your blood pressure up right now?
Whew.
Dude, you went on one.
I needed to, I think.
Yeah.
I feel
you
good
feel
now.
good now?
I feel
right,
damn
cool.
good. So,
Awesome.
well, that's it. We're at 30 minutes, boys, and I know
Yeah.
we got to get out of here. Is that a good place for us
That's
to
a
stop?
great
Super
closing.
Bowl.
Y'all like it? Did I sound bad?
Super Bowl.
I had a good point there, right?
No, yeah, great point.
Oh,
Just-
six.
I mean,
six,
you were
six,
just gonna get some dislikes calling out Lakers. And
Dude, Let me say this though.
But
Can I
you
say?
did- you did give some praise to the Lakers earlier in that?
Yes,
episode,
I did. I did. Because I'm talking about the Lakers organization there. By the way, I'm commenting them
You
as
were
Lakers
spitting
organization. I'm talking about
Those were all
Twitter,
facts you were just
witty
saying.
Twitter assholes that I've talked about
Yes.
before on the show. I'm talking about those they just sit on Twitter and like, I'm so clever because I'm talking about like current basketball news that you didn't even check the facts on, my
Yep.
dude. Like, and no one gets punished for that. Like those guys don't get any. They don't get any kind of negative feedback for being wrong on these stories.
Nope.
But Ja for 2 weeks gets called a thug on Twitter.
Yep.
That's why I'm mad about it. And so my bad.
You good?
Super Bowl real quick.
Yeah.
Got Chiefs still. I think that's what I said last week. No, I say birds.
Yeah, birds.
I don't know, man. I'm flipping now.
Yeah.
I'm flipping. I'm flipping. Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they're winning the Super Bowl.
All right.
Another one. Andy Reid will retire after this one.
I got birds.
Still?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a defensive game, and I think if Eagles can control the ball and if they can control the clock with their run game, they'll win.
Yeah.
Keep the ball out of Kelsey's hands. Keep Mahomes in the
That's the
pocket.
hardest part, though.
Keep Mahomes
That's
in the
so
pocket.
hard. It's so hard to keep Kelsey like locked down, dude.
Yeah.
Because you're like, he's just so much more physical and bigger than everybody else that's going to be on that defense. There's nobody in the secondary that's going to be enough physical, like can be physical enough with him to stop him. And then also, he's just a good receiver too.
Yeah. I'd
So
say
that's what makes Kelsey so good.
I'd say fuck Juju, fuck Valdez and just guard Kelsey.
Yeah, I think so.
Worry
I think
about
you're
him.
right.
That's
I
your
think you're
key
absolutely
guy.
right. I think Patty Mahomes is obviously really good he does have a good arm, but I want to take more. I'll take a risk on 30-yard bombs than them peppering Kelsey for 15
Yeah.
yards at a time. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So
It's going. I mean,
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think we'll have a good Super Bowl.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. This episode will be out. We'll all know by then. But Dalt,
Eagles.
Eagles. We'll see who's
I don't
right
think
next
it should-
week.
I don't think it should be close, dude.
I think
Really?
I think it'll be close.
I don't think
It's
it
only a
should.
You
six.
think the
I don't
under-
think it should.
Eagles
be.
are only a 6.5 favorite, right?
No, they're not even that. They're like a 1.5.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
It was
it's
6
supposed to be
last.
so
we-
close.
when we-
No. DB called by 6.
Oh, I thought he checked and it said.
No, he just wanted. He just said he was calling by
I think
6
it's been
out
1.5
touchdown.
the whole time since it came out.
What
Yeah.
is what's the over under, like 46?
47, I believe.
You think it'll be under or over?
I don't know, just because I don't know how it's gonna be played out. I don't know,
I think the over's going.
but I don't think it should.
Yeah.
If you line up the teams,
You think it's be?
if you look at the teams, and like the Eagles being the best passing defense in the league, Jalen Hurts. I mean, the Eagles are gonna be able to run the ball and throw the ball.
Yeah.
The Chiefs defense not that good. I don't see any reason why the Eagles should even have a problem.
I think the
issue.
over's going to hit, but I also think the Eagles going to win.
We'll see. I'm gonna take Chiefs. I'm gonna switch back. Chiefs, Bears down.
Birds.
All right, folks. That's another great episode. We
Yep.
love you.
Love you.
Thanks for subscribing. Keep sharing, liking, whatever. Catch you next week.